Hey folks, welcome back to MusicalConman plays The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. Time for another Eden run. You know, one thing I may do soon, in addition to these Eden runs, is try a challenge or two. Okay, so starting with Lard, Broken Ankh, and Doctor's Remote, Seed, GZLB SMKE. This is interesting because I'm not used to starting with half a red heart, but I guess that just means I had 2 spirit hearts and then Lard on top of that. I would love to get a Hangman card to get Blood of the Martyr here. Always nice to get an extra damage thing early, and it looks like stats aren't great, but tier rate, despite being 1 bar, seems pretty fine. Doctor's Remote is pretty helpful. Gonna use it. Well, I was hoping to get a Spirit Heart out of that Tinderock, but with HP being okay right now, if I can get a key, I'll be happy to take that golden chest too. Even the Red Heart would be useful at the moment. I'd love to find a secret room, but again, more than a lot of things, I'd love to just have some way to get that Blood of the Martyr item. So I would not say no to spinning a key on that golden chest to find Fate inside. So I'm thinking, what if I saved this pill and used it at the right time and it turned out to be Bombs Our Key? I could see that being a thing. Okay, so I want to use this Doctor's Remote to try and find a secret room, and I'm going to guess it's to the southeast of here. Oh, but I could also use it for this. I've got a couple rooms. So let's try the secret room first and then try for the chest. Okay. Key. Oh yeah, and the red heart's useful too. Key. Golden chest contains Fate. Golden chest contains Fate. This is what I want. This is what I want. When it comes true, I will hop with joy and then sit back down. Okay. That was a bit of a pipe dream. But bomb, key, couple cents is a good haul from a golden chest. Lets me keep opening. I mean, gives me back what I paid to open it and gives me a little extra. If I can get 1 more coin, I can have a chance to spawn on an arcade on the next floor. And with 2 red hearts, that could be a useful way to get a little money, maybe get a blood bag. And I shouldn't forget, despite that I've been thinking all about this Doctor's Remote and how to use it, and this is not a good situation. I decided to get hit by the small one immediately so as not to risk getting hit by the champion. I really thought that they would all follow me around the top, but clearly that's not how that kiting went. Dunce Cap. Dunce Cap is not good. That said, it's theoretically useful. I'm going to use a bomb to get this so that I can use Doctor's Remote on the boss because... Oh great, enough for an arcade on the next floor. Okay, Doctor's Remote, I want to make sure to use this at a time when Little Horn is actually going to stay in one place and get hit by it. Oh man. So the whiz does affect Doctor's Remote. If you can tell by how confused I was trying to aim it, it changes the controls up just like the whiz does with Epic Fetus or Marked, but it also caused it to shoot 2 shots. I thought maybe Doctor's Remote would be a great little bonus to help keep me alive while I'm figuring out how to use Dunce Cap effectively, but no, it's all or nothing with this Dunce Cap play. That Retrovision pill is not my favorite thing in the world. You know, I shouldn't blow that up with a bomb when I have Doctor's Remote available soon. That Retrovision pill isn't my favorite thing in the world. Oh, that bounce caught me by surprise. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but it won't kill me. So, moving along. Hey, free chest. Oh, that's right. I'm gonna have to get used to how to fire that, but hey, if I can aim it at all, having 2 shots is a huge improvement over having 1. 1 shot is enough to put a dent in the HP bar of any boss for the first few floors. 2 shots ought to be enough to kill just about anything I'm encountering at this point in the game, short of, say, Gertie or something like that. I would expect 2 shots to kill Little Gertie, or, I mean, certainly Penn or Hollow or Larry Jr., or really anything that I can properly hit with it. And let me see, with that battery charge, I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to drop it right where I am and walk away, since aiming it is difficult. If I had just 20/20 with this, I would be trying to aim the second shot in a different place than the first. Okay. Oh no. Okay, I missed it. Ragman is a tough boss that would have been nice to have the second thing, but can I line this up so that I'm hitting with both streams of fire? If I can do that, the whiz is actually going to be a helpful item for me. And that's going to be the... I might be trying to do too much, but that said, like, what makes the whiz annoying is that, although it's only a theoretical upgrade of your DPS, because although it doubles the amount of tiers you're firing, in practice it makes it a lot harder to hit with any of them. That said, if I can manage to effectively hit with a lot of these tiers, maybe I can get some good use out of this, you know? Like, it's going to be a lot harder to do focused fire to a single target, but it might be easier to put the hurt on multiple targets, like in a situation like this, just kind of spread it around. It sucks to have a harder time focusing down a Ragman head, but hey, you know what? Just having this little random damage coming into spiders and stuff when I shoot at him, or to him when I shoot at spiders, it's not often, and maybe it's a downgrade over just having regular tiers and a damage upgrade from meat, but it is getting things done. I've only taken damage once so far, and the fight is mostly done. I am definitely noticing the speed downgrade from Lard when he shoots the homing tiers at me. That said, it hasn't kept me from getting out of the way of them so far. I believe it was a spider that hit me the time I got hit. So, this is not an easy fight, but it's very doable. I've gotten pretty lucky on a couple spider jumps like that. The fight would be even easier if he would stop healing himself. But honestly, I feel like him healing himself is really... I mean, it's annoying, but I don't think it's nearly as bad as it sometimes feels like it is, you know? Because, of course, if you have low damage and you're barely doing a bit to him, and then he heals it back, it feels awful. But theoretically, he doesn't... I mean, he doesn't heal for that much, and you have to have really, really bad damage for it to really affect you overall. Super Bandage is awesome. Lets me take both of these without worrying too much. Goat Head and Rotten Baby are both great. Rotten Baby is really useful right now because, most of all, Rotten Baby is a way for me to deal damage even if I miss. You know, I have enough money to buy an item, but because I have Curse of the Blind and I won't know what item it is, I think I would rather save that money for an item on the next floor. If I had, you know, 30, 35 cents, or who knows, more than that, I would happily probably just buy whatever's in there, but, ooh, Infamy! Always happy with Infamy. I would happily just buy whatever's in there, but since I don't, I'm going to save my money until I can make sure I'm getting something I want. Wigglworm is fun. Hey, the Wiz, or Dunce Cap, also does give us Spectral Tears, which let me get some money I couldn't have otherwise gotten by breaking that golden poop, which, because there's too many coins trying to occupy the same space, caused some of them to spill out of that tile into the adjoining space. And another tinted rock is great. You may notice, Doctor's Remote, I mean, it has great damage, but I mostly use it like a utility item, like Mr. Boom or something. Infestation, not fun, but we're really getting a theme going here. I like how I match Rotten Baby with my green skin, wide open mouth, and fly generation. I am going to check this curse room. And looks like I've just broken even on it, so... No, you know what? I got 2 bombs out of it. And you know what? There's probably a secret room here. So, I didn't need to spend that half spirit heart going in, but I'll save some going out. I'll definitely blow up this wall, just for the chance at some money. And hey, nickel there is great. You know, spawning some attack flies out of one of those and a nickel out of the other is a trade I would make again. I guess I'll blow up this slot machine and then it's time to go. It's going pretty slow so far, which tends to be the way I play. But I really think good things are happening on this run. You know, it's giving me strategic decisions to think about, ways to play. I'm getting to make choices, and I feel like they matter, and I feel like they are helping the run, and that's how I like to play Isaac. Rotten Baby, thank you so much. I turned down Pinky Eye as a trinket, by the way, because although I think it would probably be more effective than Ringworm by quite a lot, because Ringworm is making it more difficult to hit enemies. There can't be a secret room there. Well, I was going to check, but it took me away. Although Pinky Eye would probably help me more than Ringworm. Oh, I messed that up. The Wiz is making it hard to figure out. You know what? I will spend a Spirit Heart to get that. I will spend a Bomb and a Spirit Heart to get a hugely increased chance of getting money. Just like that. I would love to be able to get that key. Once more, I would love the ability to fly, and I'm sad I didn't get it on the first floor to get Blood of the Martyr, which would have been a really nice damage upgrade to help me through the early floors. That said, if it matters that much to you, play it yourself as Azazel. And hey, you know what? Ringworm the Wiz does look pretty frickin' cool. It's hard to hit, but it looks cool, and sometimes I get money. Head of the Keeper always makes everything look cooler. Oops. Thank you, Rotten Baby, for killing that dip before I could take a second damage from it. Taking that damage from the other one wasn't my best play, but hey, I have a key. I can go to the item room. I'd almost consider going to the shop over the item room, but I'm going to favor the item room for now. If I had, because I know Head of the Keeper is likely to give me more money, with which I could buy a shop item and a key to get into the treasure room. But to me it just made sense. I don't want to have to backtrack too much to find the treasure room again if I get way down the floor, and I'm hoping that I get another key later. I think stem cells, I mean, it's just an HP upgrade. There's better items, there's worse items. But it's definitely worth having. And it's probably better than most items I would expect to find in the shop. Decided to do this boss challenge room just because, although Stud Finder isn't a great item, it just increases my chance of finding the crawl space, which is the sort of tiny numerical upgrade that just isn't as stunning to me, visually speaking, as the shiny effect of Ringworm, even if Ringworm does hurt us. But that stone chest could have had a lot. It could have had, well, not Infamy, since I have that, but it could have had Cricket's head, it could have had Tammy's head, which I don't know whether I would have taken or not, but I would have had to think about it. And best of all, it could have had Guppy's head, which I probably would have immediately taken, because although Doctor's Remote provides a lot of utility, I already have 5 bombs. Oh, that's right, no keys. I already have 5 bombs, and it's really hard to aim. I'm gonna drop Doctor's Remote here, looking for the secret room, which I did find, not on the first try. I may have to give up on trying to aim the 2 shots separately, because it's hard enough just to figure out where one can go. Alright, keys. That is exactly what I want right now. Get into the shop. Blue Candle. Blue Candle does give me a guaranteed way to deal damage, that besides these whiz tiers that don't work properly. So let's take this card, and let's take the candle, and let's roll with that. I don't take the candle often, honestly. It's a really strong item. It's just, I find its usefulness kind of wears off after the early floor, which is to say, the candle is great, but it's kind of a separate thing to pay attention to. The candle is only really good. Oh wow, that blew me over onto the other tree. The candle is only really good if your tiers aren't that good, which is to say, you kind of use it or your tiers primarily. Hey, the Wiz is really helpful for fighting Krampus, and there are... low speed is not helpful for fighting Krampus. There are a few enemies, like Krampus, that are really designed to be tough to hit if you're approaching them head-on, but can totally hit you diagonally. Of course, there are other enemies, like if, say, we went to the flooded caves and found those weird blue charging maggots that are designed to punish you for shooting at them from a diagonal angle, which would be a little bit of a problem since that's all I can do. Thank you, Infamy, for blocking a shot. It wasn't enough to save me from damage, but it's not your fault. I'm hoping... Let's see, I think I have half a black heart and a couple red hearts. I'm gonna play this 3 times, and hey, Infestation 2 is giving me some stuff. And I'm just gonna stop playing it after that because I don't wanna play with that kind of fire. Alright, blowing up the slot machine gave me 1 bomb and a little bit of worry trying to dodge the other bomb, but it worked out fine. Honestly, what Blue Candle is best for, because my DPS is theoretically good if I can hit. What Blue Candle is best for is just a little bit of insurance, saying, you know, no matter how bad my tiers suck, or even if they never get an upgrade, I will be able to do decent damage. I will be able to take out 1 or 2 enemies a room, and I will be able to take out bosses in a reasonable amount of time. And so that's part of the reason I bought Blue Candle, just in case I really can't get the hang of aiming like this, or I'm in a tough situation, I can always just put that little bit of extra hurt on a boss without needing to worry about shooting diagonal. This is a good time for a Tears Up pill. And really, any time is a good time for a Tears Up pill, as long as you're not at the tier cap, and even if you are, what's hurting you? Thank you, Infamy. Okay, so I can't get into this boss trap room, which means I still have some red hearts left, which means that I was probably right in saying that I had 3 full red hearts earlier, because I played the arcade 3 times, and I have more than 1 red heart left, so if I have 1.5 red hearts, that's perfect. Serpent's Kiss is an excellent defensive item. Never unhappy to have Serpent's Kiss. Now, the Stars cards could serve as a teleport out of Boss Rush, but I'll admit, with the speed at which I usually play, Boss Rush doesn't happen often unless I have a particularly strong run. And honestly, not even just with the speed at which I play, but just with the speed at which Isaac is moving right now, it's adding an extra, 30 seconds or so each floor just from the extra walking time. That's what I want right there. Serpent's Kiss, paying out in some really good ways just by giving me a black heart every now and then. 2 black hearts, because he's a multi-phase enemy, and little Chad. Better if I find Darkbone or something. Not gonna take Sister Maggie. But you know what? It could get me towards the conjoined transformation, which isn't good, but might help me hit things easier. And I have more HP than I need right now, and I have Serpent's Kiss to generate more HP, so I'll take Sister Maggie. I can afford to. I can see a way in which it's potentially helpful, even though it probably won't be. And that's good enough reason for me. I was thinking, yeah, these are enemies that the Wiz actually makes it harder to hit, but their red cousins who spit in the 4 cardinal directions are basically the other way around. Let me pause briefly here. And I have returned. I was considering using the Stars card to teleport out, and honestly, there's probably not going to be a better use for the Stars card at this point, but look at that, 2 black hearts. Even though Boss Rush is not going to happen with this amount of damage and speed and this amount of time on the clock, it's nice to dream about. And, getting those 2 black hearts is enough to make just about any room worth it, as long as I don't get hit a lot of times. And, you can tell that this run is doing pretty well, despite the weirdness of having to whiz, because I'm not using Blue Candle that often, which I would absolutely be doing if I were having a harder time killing things with my regular tiers. Serpent's Kiss, we don't have any luck upgrades, and our base luck is normal, but Serpent's Kiss is still doing a great amount of work, giving me black hearts when I get hit, and all that. Honestly, I think Serpent's Kiss is one of the best defensive items in the game. I think Serpent's Kiss is stronger than Book of Revelations and or Satanic Bible because it doesn't compete for your active item slot, and you can probably have a reasonable expectation of getting, sometimes more, sometimes less than 1 Spirit Heart every 6 rooms. but certainly enough to be comparable, whether that's more or less. And you can still have something else, like Guppy's Head or whatever, and it has the virus effect, where... Relax. I don't like being trapped in poop. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm a little old-fashioned. So it has the virus effect, where if you get stuck in enemies, you still have a chance to generate black hearts from running into them, or perhaps even doing it on purpose if you're fighting, say, Teratoma or Fistula or something like that. I did try to dodge that one, by the way. It's just that my speed is low, and one of them was a little black hole generator, so I couldn't actually walk away from it because its traction was too great. So I was moving slowly away from it, and the other one just took its leisurely time jumping right on top of me. I would like to find the shop and item room. Boss rush is obviously not going to happen on this run, so I'm going to try and find another use for the stars card, which might just be teleporting out of this room, except for the fact that I want to open this red chest and I don't want to forget about it later. But there's, considering that it just gave us spiders, there's a good case to be made for having just teleported out. So I think the next mob trap room or curse room or something like that, ooh, money. That is what this stars card is for, to help me get in somewhere and out where it would normally be tricky to get out. Require me to fight enemies, spend HP, etc. You know, really doing great on consumables. Nothing to... I don't think I've seen a luck upgrade or anything like that, but I've been getting lots of everything I need. No need for me to try and get that as is, because I have infinite bombs, which is really helpful right now. No need for anything to be trapped behind spikes. Will I do it for that one penny? Maybe. Will I do it for this bomb? Yeah. Hey, that worked pretty well. I'll do it for this penny. It's easier to get out than, say, a golden chest. Probably not worth it for the single penny, but if it were a luck upgrade, it would have been. Oh, I guess there's little fat fellas and fellettes and general fells stuck over this way. Item room first. Hot bombs. Pretty useful on this floor with infinite bombs. Don't know how useful it'll be in the long run. Sackhead is great. 2 of diamonds is extra great. Makes me want to check that for some money first. I'm going to pop 2 of diamonds now. And Sackhead really makes me want a new spacebar item that benefits from all these battery charges. And now's a good time to donate exactly 1 cent. You know what? This run isn't strong enough to be that confident. I'm going to walk back here, buy the Spirit Heart, and get the pill while I'm here, which is Relax. The one time I've wished for Leo or Stompy or something so that I could just walk over those poops, but that's not a good wish, because with speed this low, Stompy would just make it awful. I did once, by the way, on some breaking run where I had placebo. I mean, I had a breaking run and I had placebo 48-hour energy, I believe, which just means infinite battery charges. Not quite as flashy as Blank Cardiera, but gets the job done in a new Afterbirth specific way. Plus, you don't have to look for a battery charge on the ground, you just have it with you whenever. Damage up is good. And I decided to experiment and see what the minimum speed stat I could get was. I'm going to take Guppy's Collar, and I will take Headless Baby. Because now I have the Conjoined Transformation, and I'm shooting more bullets. The Conjoined Transformation does come at a cost. It reduces my... I believe it reduces my tears and my damage by a little bit. Oh, it's just... These are tough to make it through with this speed stat, so I gotta be a little more tricky about it than I was. That said, Conjoined is giving me some extra benefits, because normally the trade-off for Conjoined is, you know, of course you're shooting more bullets, but your main shooting stream is weaker, and it's hard to hit with all of those bullets. So you may actually be doing less damage overall, but since most of my bullets aren't hitting anyway, just having more on screen, I think, gives a much bigger benefit. So that's why I took Sister Maggie, just in case this day, because I already had Rotten Baby and this day could come to pass. And that's why I took Headless Baby. First of all, because even though I wasn't sure if Headless Baby counted for this transformation, which it obviously does, now that we've gotten the transformation from it, Headless Baby is also a good source of creep on its own. And by the way, if I can run into those black flies with Serpent's Kiss, I believe that has a chance to give them the virus effect and generate black hearts. It's just hard to choose what I do and don't kill. And in that case, even after not killing it with flies or anything else, I killed it with Cube of Meat, so only so much I can do, but I tried there. Rotten Baby continues to do great work, and this is one of the few times I've just said, yeah, I am completely, unambiguously happy with the conjoined transformation. I think it has helped my DPS quite a bit. I don't know what this Stars card is supposed to do now, by the way. It's not going to get us out of boss rush. It could get me out of the mom fight and back to the item room, but that's not going to save any walking over just going to the shop manually. Thank you, Cube of Meat, for blocking a shot. And at this point, with this much money... Alright, forget the Stars card, unless I find a boss trap room. With this much money, it's really time to give money to Bumbo. That sacrifice room does intrigue me after how much I looked for one on the last run, hoping to teleport to Mega Satan. But I don't have enough HP or just enough raw damage to really be looking for that right now. You know, if you gave me 3 more HP, I might be willing to trade away those 3 HP. But with the amount of HP I have, I think I want all of it. I'm hoping I don't get 3 more HP here, because then I might be forced to stick to my word, and luckily that was not the case. Thank goodness for no Spirit Hearts. That luck upgrade from that penny, by the way, might be quite useful, because I believe that should help Serpent's Kiss chance to proc. Black Candle is great. Glowing Hourglass could give me a chance to put infinite money into the donation machine, but I've already jammed it, so that's not happening. I'm going to use the moon, and I'm going to make sure to come back and get the Gara rune, because the Gara rune hopefully means double items on the chest as long as I have the keys, which I should. Sackhead is just giving me a huge variety of cards. Addicted's not that bad, as long as... I've really only seen Addicted have an impact once or twice. Since I'm going to take Yara, I'm going to use this Joker card on this floor. Yeah, there's nowhere else I need to go on this floor, so I'm just going to go back to the Yara rune, use it now. The only time I've ever seen the Addicted pill really have a major effect, I like this by the way, is on a Northern Land run where the poor fellow took a pill he didn't know on in a curse room when he only had 1 Spirit Heart left, and he took Addicted, and it caused him to take a full Spirit Heart of damage instead of a half Spirit Heart. And Addicted ended his run. I'm excited to have Dark Judas, by the way, even though it's really hard to see on the item tracker right now against the black background. And because I have Dark Judas, I'm going to kill myself to respawn as Dark Judas, and Sacrifice Room seems as good a place as any to do it. By the way, I've hardly mentioned at all that I got Bumbo on this floor, I believe. And that's not because Bumbo is not a great item, I just had other things on my mind. Obviously, Bumbo's going to take some investment to get going. That said, Bumbo has the potential to be really strong, and it's just another source of damage besides us. You know, I should have seen if there was another Gara rune in here, but there's not, so I didn't waste anything. Justice, give me an extra key. Really doing nicely on keys, so I will be able to use this Gara rune to its full effect, as long as nothing happens between now and then to deprive me of keys. And hey, if I get Guppy's tail on a deal with the devil, I'll totally take it. Wow! I wasn't even paying that much attention to the damage I was doing, because I didn't expect to win that quickly. Right, of course, already win. Can I get that? But Mom's heart, Mom's heart comes later. Mom just melted beneath the combined onslaught of my various damage sources with Rotten Baby and joined, whiz, lump of coal, whatever else I've got going on here. That's really good to see. And yeah, I think all the money goes to Bumbo now because my coin count has officially reached the magic number, and it's my job never to spend money below that or gain money above that unless I have money equals power, in which case I gots to take it. So yeah, I can't believe I melted Mom that quickly. Really shows that the whiz can make you forget how strong your run is. By the way, did his eye just spawn on top of me and damage me? Because if so, that's kind of BS. But he just melted. 3 Spirit Hearts is awesome for letting me take this deal with the devil, and honestly, I'm going to take both of these. Incubus is just going to give me lots more chaos on screen, and the nail might seem risky right now, but it's going to give me a Spirit Heart, in theory, every 6 rooms, but in practice, a lot more often than that, because this is where Sackboy really comes into play. This is what I meant when I said I'm ready to replace Blue Candle now, because I haven't used Blue Candle in several floors, which is not an insult to Blue Candle. It just means, hallelujah, I don't need Blue Candle. I love you, Blue Candle, but I don't need you in my life anymore. Oop, almost took a penny I shouldn't have taken. So yeah, the nail is a great item to make use of all these battery charges and really keep me doing great in HP. Thank you, Infamy, for just completely protecting me there. And I would say at this point, I'm really set. You know it's a good run when I've completely forgotten that I have Goat Head. I've just accepted that I'm getting lots of good items and not worried too much about trying to get them. I'm also surprised how many black colored items I have in the item tracker right now. Incubus, Dark Matter, Black Candle, Cat of Nine Tails. Really, Sackhead and Maggie, sorry, Little Dolly are the only items that really have any colors other than white, black, and red. I'll totally take Host Hat for free, that's awesome. And by the way, I just realized, you know, I've probably thought about this before and forgotten it again, but Little Dolly is a dolly of Maggie. I guess that probably has some significant lore implications, because for those of you who don't know, it's kind of implied that, pretty strongly implied that all of this gameplay is just taking place in Isaac's imagination, and all the characters are just Isaac playing make-believe, all things he, and all of them say something about how he thinks about himself or how he thinks about that character. A lot of them are biblical characters because his mom is pretty into the Bible, and so that's a pretty important thing to him. Hey, a nice little J of fire for Judas. So, which is a good segue to talk about how Judas, for example, is a pretty despised character in the Bible, so he's more closely allied with the devil, so he has Book of Belial, which gives him higher deal with the devil chances, and more importantly, he just starts with 1 red HP, because the amount of HP each character has and the type of HP they have actually correlate with how Isaac thinks about them. So for example, Isaac himself has 3 red hearts. Maggie, who he views as, you know, pure, and good, which you can kind of see in just her character sprite. She just looks nice and all that. She has 4 red hearts, the most, because to Isaac she's the most morally pure character, whereas say Judas only has 1, Cain has 2, which is, you know, because Cain in the Bible is not a great guy. I can't believe my damage is this good. Not a great guy, but certainly not as bad as the man Judas himself. Whereas Azazel, an actual demon, has 3 black hearts. I'm gonna play down to 2 Spirit Hearts for this, because I believe that I can survive for a little while until I get this extra HP from the nail. And it paid out with Gimpy, and I think that's worth it. I want that card, but I don't want to risk getting anywhere near and touching it, and that is exactly why I wanted the card, in case it was that. Even with the extra HP so that I could take it, why would I ever take my Shadow? Me and my Shadow, I heard as a reference to a musical, and I'm sorry, if I knew the musical I would sing it. Look at this damage. But I don't, so I can't. But you know what? If I only tell myself I can't, that's just gonna make it true. It's gonna keep me from believing myself. So, me and my Shadow is my best impression of what that song is probably like. If I'm wrong about it being from a musical, surprise. It's from the Isaac musical now. That's a thing now. Ooh, black hearts. Black hearts galore. This is beautiful. The Wiz does an excellent job of camouflaging how absurdly powerful this run is. Because, you know, it being a little more difficult to hit enemies makes me take for granted how quickly those enemies go down when they're hit. This is, if anything, this run is just a great advertisement for the Wiz and for Conjoined, which are two pretty maligned multiple shot options, but together they're doing well. And hey, you know what, like, it's not necessarily the case that I wouldn't be happy to get a stronger trinket than Ringworm, but at this point it'd have to be pretty good to convince me, because I've stuck with Ringworm for almost the whole run now, and it's really looking good. Man, Incubus is so far back in the familiar train that it's a totally different chain of chaos, but I don't understand where all this damage is coming from. I know I got Dark Matter, Meat, Cat o' Nine Tails, and Lump of Coal, and those are some good damage upgrades to be sure, and certainly I have a lot of tears on the screen, but is that really all it takes to do this much damage? Oh, that's right, I have Dark Judas, so all those good damage upgrades are doubled by Dark Judas's multiplier, and that's why the damage is not just great, but really absurdly good. Chaos card would have been awesome a little while ago. It would have convinced me to rush and fight the Hush. As is, I suppose Chaos card could kill Isaac, but I am pretty certain that I can kill Isaac. I am sad, by the way, that I picked up some coins when I said I didn't want to, and now I have 74 cents, which is more than I had before, but not in a good way. It took away the perfect symmetry of a good number, and besides, that's money that could have gone to Bumbo. I'm hoping that if I can channel some money to Bumbo on the next floor through Head of the Keeper, he'll spit out some chests on the chest, and those will turn into items, but if that doesn't happen, I'll be fine, you know? I have the money to play that guy, and I will. Not because I need the item, but because I want to spend 5 cents on him. And that will solve everything I need solved on this run. Get my HP back up, and now I'm set. Just gotta get down to the chest, get my 8 new items. Thank you to Yera. Honestly, Yera is just, as long as your run is surviving long enough to carry it the whole way, Yera is kind of a must-take. I'm gonna take Yera down to the chest instead of Perthro, because yeah, Perthro could let me re-roll 4 items, but I could have 8 items instead, and the way I'll, which is just strictly better, because the way you can think of it is, you know, you have 4 items, then you can change those 4 items into 4 new items, so you get to see 8 items, potentially, but you only get to take 4 of them. Whereas with Yera, you get to see 8 items and take all of them. Tiny Planet and Money Equals Power did show up. Tiny Planet is exactly the sort of thing I'm looking for. The Parasite is exactly the sort of thing I'm looking for. This is beautiful. Oh, wow, this is awesome. I can never aim again. I'm not going to use Unicorn Stump because I don't want to stop shooting. I got to take Money Equals Power, because that's an amazing damage upgrade. Look at this chaos. And I'm gonna take Leo because I asked for it earlier. Even though it's a speed upgrade I don't want, I'll take it. Even with Money Equals Power, I will let Bumbo have that. So, wow. And I guess my range is absurdly high from tiny planets, so it takes forever for tears to hit the ground. This is just beautiful chaos. This is exactly what I like to see in Isaac, and I am loving it. Yeah, let's mix it up. Let's teleport. Forget algas. Algiz. I will take lard again. Serve me well the first time. Does this lower my speed a third time? I don't think it... You know, it's hard to tell. I'm just going to walk towards the center of the room, and... Yeah, wow. Everything that gets near me dies before it can hurt me. Tell you what, I'm just going to walk towards the... I'm just going to walk towards where I want to go and ignore any enemies in the way. Oh, I want to go this way now. And it's working out just fine. I'm just going to walk at enemies, as a matter of fact, and see if I can even touch them before I kill them. With this much damage and this low speed, it's going to be tough. Evil Eye, is that going to shoot anything? It's really hard to tell. But if it is, it's just going to create even more tears on the screen. I can't hit him. I can't even take damage from his bomb because of post-pat. I can't die on this run. Okay, I can. And I totally could die if I stopped firing, but honestly, if I just walk into every enemy and keep shooting, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a victory. Which is exactly what I want to see. But alas, I'll win with 70 cents. I sincerely don't think I can lose enough HP. I can't lose more than 1 HP per room, really. See, even on a multi-part enemy like that, it just dies instantly. I'm trying. I'm running as fast as my probably like 0.5 speed cannon. I can only get hit by one of those enemies. There's just not enough enemies left on the run. These black hearts are protecting me from harm. Okay, let's stop shooting and see what item this is. Celtic Cross. No matter how hard I try, I cannot die. I'm gonna teleport to the secret room, because that will probably give me a chance to get some more items on my way around. Common Cold, not great, but hey, Yara, if I find one more item, it's 2 more items. It would have been nice if I could have found this Yara. If I'd known I would find this Yara, in which case I wouldn't have opened those 4 chests yet. But then again, I wouldn't have had all this fun filling the screen with death. I wish I had Cambion Conception or something to get some familiars out of all this damage I'm intentionally taking. Joker. Perfect. Empty Vessel is not going to benefit me, but it is going to give me 2 black hearts, even if I can't get its active effect. I don't think there's any way I can lose that HP now, unless I somehow get a red chest that gives me Guppy's Paw. Because otherwise, there's no Abaddon or Guppy's Paw or anything like that that can show up in the normal treasure room pool in any of these. So red chest is the only way to get that. Dead Cat is my second Guppy item. I can't not take Ipecac. What's gonna happen? Oh yeah, they're head of the Keeper Ipecac. Oh boy, this is gonna be... I have Host Hat! That's right! I'm invincible! I am a god of destruction. I have no control over my powers, but they are mighty. Oh man, this is beautiful. Just death raining from the skies. I am sincerely sorry to double adversary. I'm just going to stand here. You're not going to be able to shoot me. Oh, and Lump of Coal is making them look huge by the time they hit the ground. I am really glad I decided to explore a little more of the floor before the blue baby fight, because I've just gotten the opportunity to see something quite special here. Bit of a long run to get, or not a long run necessarily, but a bit of a long haul to get to this point in the run. But honestly, this might be worth playing through the seas just to see this fun that's going on here. Of course, you already get to see it. And you know, I think I forgot to use Yara. I'm fine with that. Man, tore through Blue Baby. Thanks for watching. MusicalConman plays The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. That was fun. I look forward to recording the next one.